Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills, this is Logan Burgess. Today is March 28th. We got one day before planting intentions report on Monday coming out at 11 Central Standard Time. Let's turn right over to the platform, see where we close off the week. Corn was unchanged on the day at $4.92 for the May contract. We got beans also unchanged. Wheat in Chicago down 15 cents, and Kansas City wheat trading down 20 1/4. Looks like this wheat market's just been jockeying around, consolidating in a nice orderly range here. I guess this weather throughout the Midwest. They talked about rain this Wednesday and also next Wednesday as well. Of course, a good portion of that rain seemed to miss the core areas, and it just has this market kind of moving around, coming back, finding a little bit of support, and then selling back to the low side of this range.
Yeah, the wheat crop right now, specifically the Kansas City crop's in pretty poor shape. We'll be getting an update after the market close on Monday as to those condition ratings, but as you kind of hinted to, Cody, the big focus of this market right now is the planting numbers that we'll be getting out from the USDA on Monday. Let's quickly review what the trade's expecting from the USDA on Monday. As you can see here, the first column is planted acreage from last year. The right column here are expectations for planted acreage of the upcoming 2014-15 growing season. And you can see here, corn acres expected to be lower from where we saw them last year. The big beneficiary of lower corn acres is expected to be soybeans. Average analyst guess looking for about 4 million acres higher here for beans here in the upcoming growing season. And we have a lot of analysts looking for numbers around 83 million acres for soybeans. In my opinion, that would weigh on the November contract that's rallied quite a bit here off those January lows. So in general, coming into the report here, keep an eye on these numbers. Corn, 92.75 million acres. Beans, just over 81 million acres expected. And wheat here, 12.27 million expected from the USDA on Monday.
That sounds fair enough. Now, we do talk about basis on Friday, so let's just do a weekly wrap-up here and see how what sort of changes we got in the basis environment across the U.S. One thing to note here is the northwestern part of this map in North Dakota, in South Dakota, and in the western part of Minnesota. You'll notice that they continue to see basis problems. That has a whole lot to do with rail rates, the fact that we've seen significant delays when it comes to getting rail cars and moving that grain out of those states, and that has really caused a major depression in basis. On average, though, across the U.S., we did see corn increase 1 3/4 cents this week. We saw soybeans increase 1.5 cents. The other major theme to keep in mind here is that we did notice that basis along the river for corn was up about 5.5 cents. And when you compare that to soybeans was really up only about 1 3/4 cents. It's very interesting because what we saw is a decline in barge rates, and primarily that decline in barge rates affected corn simply because we've really shifted in the marketing year where primarily corn is moved down on the barges to the Gulf. So really in the last week we saw about 74% of the grain shipped to the Gulf was corn here, and that's one of the reasons why we saw corn basis along the river increase while soybeans really didn't have that same sort of strength.
Yeah, looking at yesterday's export sales report, really U.S. corn continues to be moved quite a lot here on the international front, so look for that to continue strength along the river system there for corn basis, as Cody said. As we said, that's kind of what we saw here for the week in the grain market. Big focus next week, obviously, is Monday's report. We'll be getting the planted acreage numbers and the March 1st quarterly grain stocks at 11 o'clock Central Time. If you want live quotes for that report on your mobile device or your tablet, visit us over at grainhedge.com. You can take a no-obligation 2-week trial. Get those quotes going and have them for report day. As always, if you have questions about that or need help getting started, give us a call at the office. Number here is 877-472-4607. Thanks a lot for joining us here on a Friday. We'll see you on Monday for the big planted acreage report.